Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be reviewing some more of the tracks that you guys made. So it's going to be like a part 2 to my previous video. And this video has some really cool tracks. So make sure to stay tuned for it. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, so starting off, we have an improved version of Monza. And just by this little diagram here, you can see just how insanely good it looks compared to mine. But to show you, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go into the editor and load it up. And my goodness, look at that. This person actually put so much effort into decoration and everything. And to give credit to them, it's the person you see on screen right here. So yeah, this track looks really interesting and fun to try. I already did a couple runs before recording the video, and I got a time of around 50 seconds, but let's go ahead and test it. Okay, so starting off, there's a chicane here. And just like the actual Monza, we gotta slow down quite a bit. But the only issue is the chicane there feels a bit like the one in Monaco. So an improvement would be to maybe make the distance between each of the two turns a bit longer. Then it will feel more like Monza. Okay, that wasn't a really good turn there, but that's because of the commentary. But yeah, let's just go through this track. The main thing I like about the track is definitely the decorations, but also just how it's built. Like my track, it only took 30 seconds to complete it, and that's really not realistic. This one's a bit closer with 50 seconds, so that's a bit better. But anyway, I'm 2 seconds behind my record, but that's fine, 52 seconds. Something I noticed is that the physics of the game have also been changed in the new update. But yeah. Anyway, overall, really good track. I was actually amazed on how good it is, but let's go ahead and try and improve it. I was really amazed on how good it is. Anyway, let's try improving the score. Okay, so I'm ahead of my go score already, but then this is where I started speeding up in my old record. Okay, I completely missed the apex there. Alright, honestly, I think the time that we have right now is good enough. So let's move on to the next track. So this track is Nurburgring. This is the Nurburgring track that was made by another one of my viewers. So let's go ahead and test it. So just by looking at the time that it took for the first person to beat it, I can already tell that it's going to be a much longer track. But something else I noticed is that all the scores from the old leaderboards, they've been deleted, which is quite unfortunate. But there's nothing much that we can do. If you guys know where to find them, please tell me in the comments. But anyway, let's start off the track. So it's going to be much longer than the ones that I made. Oh, okay, that was a bad start. Let's start again. But anyway, this is longer than the ones that I made. But to be fair, the ones that I made were much shorter than the actual times. So maybe this is more realistic. Okay, we crashed in the wall again, but we're still ahead of the record guy. But we're still ahead of the person with the record. Okay, not anymore. Let's try catching up. Ooh, it's a much more challenging track, especially because I haven't played this game in quite a while. Okay, so the record person seems to have crashed over there. So it's going to give us some ground to cover up on. Alright, we're already going 1 second faster. That's something I like about the new update though. It shows you how much faster you are for each checkpoint. So you'll know throughout the entire track how good your pace is. But we're just about halfway through the track and it's going alright, I guess. We're 4 seconds ahead of the record. Okay, it's a long speed trap, so slow down. We gotta slow down early. Alright, so we're closing on the finish line, and I finished it in 1 minute and 32, which I think is pretty good because I beat the record by 10 seconds. Okay, for the final 2 tracks of the video, these have been created in the new environments, so like the winter theme and desert theme. So let's first go ahead and try the winter theme. So this was made by the person that was featured in the first 2 tracks of the previous video. I don't know if you guys know, but I'll put the name up on screen here. But by the looks of it, this is more of like a parkour track, which is quite fun. But yeah, okay, it looks quite simple. I already beat it earlier, but that was not a good run. And I managed to get 20 seconds. But let's try again because I'm sure we can do better. It's a nice simple track with nice parkour. Okay, I managed to mess up. But I messed up. Let's try again. This will be the last try until we move on to the next track. Okay, I messed up again. I don't know how I did the first try, but let's move on to the second track that this person made. And this time let's actually race against their ghost car as well, because they have the record. It starts off upside down. Okay, we're going much slower already, but that's fine. We'll try catching up. Oh, it's a really quick track. Okay, I managed to beat it in 17.2 seconds. Let's try to keep up with the record a bit more, because I actually have the hang of it now. Okay, so we should have turned a bit earlier. Oh, okay. Okay, let's turn earlier here. I feel like we're going slower than last try, but yeah, okay, only 18.003. Final try, but in this camera angle, maybe that'll help. Okay, never mind. Wait, let me just try in the normal camera angle. Oh, that was much better. Let's hit the apex there. We might be able to gain an edge. Never mind. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. A 17.2, and I guess we'll leave it at that. Well, that's gonna be all the tracks for this episode. But before we move on, I just want to point out no one beat this really big track from last time yet, and I don't know if it's possible, but keep trying. Also, I'm gonna obviously be putting these tracks in the document as well for you guys to play, and that's gonna be it for me for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and until then, I'll see you in the next one.